Here's the top 3 categories you should be selling in on Amazon for Q4 2022. All right, so it is Q4 time in the world of Amazon sellers. It's our Super Bowl, it's our extravaganza. Why? Because, up to 5 times normal demand and normal spend happens in about a 30-day timeline from Black Friday all the way through about December 22nd. I've gone through a couple Q4s as a seller. It's a lot of fun. It can also be a little disappointing if you're not in stock or if you just don't prepare in the right way. So my man, you've been through a couple Q4s yourself. How do you think about Q4 and how do you run your business a little differently in Q4?
Yeah, man. So Q4 was wild last year. I know we were in Cancun, Mexico, launching FBA University. Uh, Unfortunately, a couple of my products didn't make it in time. There were massive constraints due to the shipping. So, yeah, I didn't have the greatest Q4 last year. Hopefully, this year is going to be way better. But that brings me to the first point, right? The main thing you want to focus on in Q4 is making sure that your products are in stock. So, whatever you calculate as your normal restock quantity for a couple of months, you want to at least, I'd say, conservatively double that. In some cases, if your product's like a really hot Q4 product, say you're selling a product in the toys and games category, you probably want to triple that, right? So you want to make sure that you don't run out of stock. Running out of stock in Q4 is Amazon or e-commerce suicide. So you don't want to do that. So first thing for me would be make sure you stay in stock, make sure that you have products in stock, and make sure that you get your orders in from your suppliers at a early enough time to anticipate the extra time you're going to need for Amazon to check through. Everyone's trying to get products in right during Q4. So think about how much extra time you're going to need to clear through the fulfillment centers, the transfers, etc. So think about that first. The second thing is your advertising, your PPC budget, right? So whatever you're spending on PPC, I would like add a half on, right? So times it by like a 1.5, because the PPC spend is going to be greater because there's going to be more competition to get the spots within the search results for all of your highly relevant keywords. So think about that. Think about changing, some of your images to Christmas or holiday themed images. You should always have a kind of bank of those anyway. So you want to throw those in. But yeah, those are really my main points. Q4 is crazy, but it's only crazy when you prepare for it. If you're unprepared for it, you will not be able to capitalize on it in the right way. So make sure that you're thinking about this early. I'd even say by now it's a little bit too late. You kind of should have been doing this prep a little bit earlier, as we are already right now in Q4, as we are in October. But make sure, for next year, if you guys have missed it for this year, make sure that you get in. I started thinking about this in June, July time to make sure that I've got my purchase orders in with suppliers. I'm getting the right stock in. If I'm sampling products, I'm thinking about launching. I just kind of step on the gas a little bit more when it comes to Q4. So step on it early, get in there, get your foot through the door, get everything lined up. And then literally, all you'll have to do during the Q4 phase is keep an eye on PPC, keep an eye on your pricing, and just keep an eye on competitors, and just literally maximize all of your ASIN targeting, all of your keyword targeting. And then I like to play around with it a little bit as well. Like you can go a bit broader, right? So like Christmas gifts and keywords related to Christmas and holidays, you can start bringing those in where you wouldn't before. Like I said, with the images, bringing in the images, the holiday themed images, the gift giving images, maybe running a gift giving video or a special Christmas themed video. And also playing around with video campaigns, brand listings. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I do in Q4 that I don't do any time of the year. So that's my advice. But man, it's a fun period, dude. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of people want to rush to get a product in for Q4 and just know having a product launch right away in Q4, you're not really set up. You don't have reviews. Sometimes that can go wrong because you're competing in higher spend, more
Yeah.
competitive markets without necessarily having the social proof on your listings. So start now, launch your product, and start developing it all the way into 2023. And then know your Q4 plans next year start in July, August. You'll be in a crazy situation and be fully set up. So my first Q4 wasn't fully set up. Last year I had a big one. I think I did over 150,000 in 30 days in sales. So it really builds quickly, but just get those reviews throughout the year. There are a certain product type, certain categories that are better in Q4. Let's go into the best 3 categories for 2022 Q4. Let's get right into it. So the first category we're going to take a look at is toys and games. So toys and games obviously absolutely blows up during Q4. Why? People really for their kids buy toys on their birthdays and buy toys for Christmas. So what we always recommend is start in the Amazon new release category. So start right here. And then once you're actually in toys and games, you want to niche down below the actual top category and into the subcategories. So just taking a quick look, I actually subcategorized into learning and education, as you can see here. Then you can run Helium 10's X-ray Chrome extension tool, and you have access to all the sales numbers and a lot more information about seller details, how long they've been created. Basically, you need a product research tool to know what to sell. So let's take a look at a product specifically. So this product, an Osmo Reading Adventure Advanced Reader Kit for iPad and iPhone or iPad, and it's ages 5 through 7. And then just taking a look at it, it's not anything super electronically advanced, which is great. You really want to stay away from anything where Apple, anything where big brands would already sell. So it looks like this is just selling the base and reflector for the iPad and then 4 skill building books. The brand's basically, this listing specifically is brand new. There's 11 reviews, a 3.9 star. Let's run Helium 10's Chrome extension, run the X-ray tool, and actually get a look at what they're doing in terms of sales. And so once we run that, it'll take a second for the data to load. And then we see this product's doing 26,000 in sales already. And so it was launched, it's early October 2022 right now. This hasn't even been selling a month, and it's already doing 26,000. So that's one product in the toys and games where you just get an idea of how quickly this builds. We're not even to Q4 really yet, and this is doing 26,000. The second category is electronics. So what do people buy throughout the entire year? They buy electronics. Everything's digital at this point, right? So what you want to make sure to do is stay away, just like we talked about in toys, stay away from categories that have a high technological complexity. And same concept. One, you don't want to compete with big brands because that's what big brands sell. And then two, it can be a nightmare to manage a product in those categories because people are really going to expect it to work well. And so if your product isn't top quality, you're going to get killed on reviews and get a lot of returns. So you want to look for something, again, in the subcategories that doesn't really ring a bell. You don't see people using and isn't that common. So we've niched down to portable audio and video. And so throughout this, again, we run the X-ray extension. It's really cool. You can run it on an entire subcategory page, and then you get access to all of these. Like all these new products are doing thousands, and most of them, if we scroll over, well, all of them are actually released this year, most in the past couple of months. So if we go down to the actual product level, a good product to sell is something unique, right? This is a weather radio, solar hand crank radio. So something that is very niche down, something you don't think of that often, but is in high demand throughout the entire year and will only explode during Q4. If we run Helium 10 X-ray, let's take a look at what the product's actually doing for revenue. So this product's doing $11,876 per month in revenue, $29.99. They launched it less than 3 months ago. So think, if you're going to be in electronics, think of something unique, a product like this, where it's more of a niche audience. You're going to have super direct keywords in the weather, hand crank type of niche is more of an emergency kind of survival product. And so that's a really good niche to be in. You just want to test the product quality. The third category we're going to discuss, and that just blows up in Q4, is beauty and personal care. And so this is a good category throughout the entire year, but really people in terms of gifts, end of year, just purchases in demand, beauty and personal care always just spikes. And so again, get out of the main categories, just too competitive. You'll get things just like a lot of topical creams, a lot of really low price products, the Dove shampoo. You don't want to compete in anything like that. So we've actually gone to beauty tools and accessories, and then the product we're going to display, it's pretty boring, but it's a large capacity travel cosmetic bag, and it's essentially just a waterproof portable cosmetic bag for women. And so 37 ratings, 3.4. Clearly, there's room if you were to use the same strategy, same type of product, just better quality. You could take a lot of these sales because 3.4, that's a really low review on Amazon. And a lot of times, products that are in the threes and especially below 3.5, they end up being deactivated or suspended by Amazon because they're getting such a low customer review rating. Amazon doesn't want products that don't satisfy customers. So as you can see, this is doing 26,000 in revenue. And just know, while you're looking at these, there's four colors, four variations within the same listing. This number that Helium 10 shows is in aggregate. So all four of those combined do 26,000 a month, 37 reviews. Creation date's not showing up, but you can imagine this hasn't been there for more than about 2 months, already doing 26,000. You can come in with a better bag and take a lot of these sales because it's simple too. And as long as you're fulfilling the need, it is waterproof, it is portable, it's high quality, boom, that's your product. So those three categories are where you really want to look in Q4. A lot of other categories will blow up, but these three specifically.
So guys, there you have it. That's everything you need to have a maximum and huge Q4. So just to recap on what we covered in today's video, the main categories and best categories you want to sell for in Q4 are 1, toys and games, 2, electronics, and 3, beauty and personal care. So guys, if you're thinking about Q4 and you want to hit it really hard, make sure that you get into those categories. Those are the ones that we recommend to you. Those are the ones that we found have high demand throughout Q4, low cost per click, and a bunch of other variables that we love and we recommend for you to start selling. So guys, if you enjoyed that and you want to get started in launching your very own Amazon private label business, come and join us in the Accelerator 2.0 program. We have a year-long mentoring program. It's one-to-one. We're on the ground with you in the trenches, hand-holding you throughout the entire process. We guarantee you $100,000 in sales, and we currently have 35 people in the program. So if you want to join the program and be hand-holded through and build your very own private label business that's going to get you out of the 9 to 5 and get you living the life you really desire, book a call with us. You can find our links in the description. And guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, as you are, and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this, and comment below. What are you guys expecting for Q4? And what other videos would you like us to touch on? See you guys soon.